So let's suppose now just tell me about the situation. Okay. Now, how about the volume structure? The volume structure is very similar. Okay, let's suppose this move is FTI, falling through ice. FTI. Okay, this move, this down move. And then you start observing the range. So this is what? Redistribution, right? Okay, so just tell me about the volume here. How about the volume here? So obviously, once this move is FTI, you know that this whole move will have the large volume, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and how about this move here? What you'll observe? You'll observe what? You'll observe no demand, or as I told you, effort versus no result. Got it? And how about this move here again? About this move here again? Okay, got it? How about this move? This move again, we will see increase in volume. Got it? This shows that the buyers are increasing. Okay, how about this move here? This top one? This one? What you'll observe?
No volume.
No demand or EV and R. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, so this is a structure. So whether it is type 1 or type 2, it will have the similar structure. Okay, the type 1, okay, the type 1, which is within the trading range, it will have a different structure of the volume. Okay, for example, now we discuss about type 1. Okay, the type 1 is the one observed within the trading range, like this. Got it? This is type 1, right? So how about the volume here? You will see here the volume here about this one. Let's suppose we mark this as failed selling climax, and this one as buying climax. Got it? So failed selling climax here within this one will have lower volume. Okay, and this one here, let me change the color so that you can understand. This is failed selling climax. And this is buying climax. Blue. Okay, this is color of failed selling climax. Color of failed selling climax. This is the volume, and this is for the buying climax. Okay, so the buying climax will have larger volume than the failed selling climax in the type 1, right? As I told you. Got it?
Okay.
Got it? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, all right. So this is the first structure. And then, all right. So you will see the same thing, right? You know, like failed selling climax, buying climax. If this is failed selling climax and this is buying climax, this would be what? Automatic reaction. This would be secondary test plus dash dash upthrust. Got it? Whatever we develop. UTAD. Okay. Whatever the situation is. Test of upthrust. Got it? All these things. So do you understand? Do you get an idea about this all?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the chart now and see what we can deduce from the chart. Now, GU, 15 minutes. How about this Friday? Let's analyze this one as well. although it was holiday, but I will still analyze it. Okay. So the London Open was right over here. Vertical line. Okay. London Open was right over here. All right. And how about the Asian high, overnight high? We call this as London Open. Okay. How about the overnight high? Overnight high was this one. Okay. And how about the overnight low, the lowest point? The lowest point I think was this one here before London Open. Okay.
Yep.
So we call this what? Overnight low. I think this was the one in which you could not understand, right? What to do. You were unable to identify the bias, right? Now, if you see this previous situation here, try to see this situation here. Okay. And if you just draw these kinds of here, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. So this is what? This is what? Shortening of thrust, right?
Yeah.
Shortening of thrust. And this has a very high volume. So we can draw the line like this, right? Okay. All right. And this is what? Shortening of thrust. After shortening of thrust, what we see here, you can say a very huge volume. So this is actually shortening of thrust here. This is, you can say, buying climax. This one is automatic reaction. This one is secondary test plus UT, right? How about this one?
Yeah.
UTAD. Okay. So this is what? So we can draw another one line here just before London Open, right? Okay. Because if this is UT, then we can draw another line here after secondary test, right? So what do you notice about this? Can you tell me? This UTAD, right? This is what? This one. Okay, of this line, this is a minor falling through ice, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and now we are in which phase? Can you tell me? Distribution. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are in distribution phase now. So if this is UTAD, this is what? Test of UTAD. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. If this is test of UTAD, then this is what? This is secondary test again. Okay. And now, if you go to the 5-minute chart, just at the London Open, sorry, London Open was here. Just at the London Open. Okay, the London Open was here. So just at the London Open, this one right over here, what did we see here? We can call it what? FTI. Am I right? Falling through ice. This one, this is ice. This is ice 1, this is ice 2, or overnight low. Okay, can we call it as FTI?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. So the last resistance and support was here, right? So you can either, so if you just observe this channel, can you draw, this is a first higher low, right? This is high, this is first high, this is first lower high. So we can draw this channel right over here if we want a minor channel. Okay, and then we can just draw this line right over here. So this is oversold, right? Oversold. So we can take a very short position because we are in distribution phase. As I told you, we cannot hold this trade for longer, right? We can just trade right over here at the London Open, and our exit would be this one, last high, 3.2. Got it?
Okay.
Right? And as I told you right now that we are in distribution phase, okay? And after distribution, what do we see here? The price starts making what? You see, as I told you,
Lower high.
lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, right? So what does it shows you? That you can just take your next position right over here. Okay, this one here. This is what? This is effort versus no result. Can you see the volume here? Effort versus no result. If you compare this bar, with the volume of this one, now you see this bar and this both bars, this bar is smaller in spread than this bar, right? But how about the volume? The volume is increasing, and see where it's closing. So it's effort versus no result, right? And you can take your position here. Okay. Stop loss just right above here. And then we can get for 2R or 2.5, whatever you choose. Okay. Got it?
Yep.
Yeah. So you see how the bias makes everything clear. So if this is falling through ice, this one FTI. So this one be what? LPSY. Right? Right?
Yep.
LPSY. And as I told you before, that LPSY can occur in three forms. It can be one straight single line, okay, testing it and then decline, or it can make something like this: lower highs and then up thrust, and then goes down. So this is actually up thrust, as lower highs and up thrust. This is also, we call it as UT plus EVNR. This arrow. Am I right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is up thrust plus UVNR. So this is a second situation. Or the third situation that can occur is just we make a trend channel here. If we go to the 3-minute time frame, we can further refine it. I show you. Okay. Now this one here. All right, you can see here very clearly. This is an upthrust here. Right? Do you understand?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure if you go to the 1-minute time frame, we can see some sort of, but I will not suggest you to go for the 1-minute time frame. But anyways, the thing is, any of the three conditions can occur for LPSY. Okay. So this is LPSY. This is, of course, this is lower high, as I told you, lower high. And and when I told you, whenever you observe the lower high, what you can do, you can draw another trend channel like this by choosing these two. Make sense? And the price just,
Yeah.
you know, after observing this, what did we see here? But in a broader sense, we are in distribution. So obviously, okay, as I told you, if we are in the distribution phase, okay, the price, the bears will have more power than the bulls. Okay, if you are taking the long trades, it's perfectly fine. You can take your long trades right over here because it was oversold. Okay, and then it is test of oversold and the price goes up. This is automatic reaction, test of oversold, F versus no result. This is perfectly fine. Okay, you can take a long trade, but you cannot hold it for longer, as I told you yesterday. Okay. Now let's go to the 15-minute time frame and analyze the redistribution process. Let me show you the redistribution. Okay, as I told you here, the price is not oversold. Is it oversold?
No.
Okay. How about the shortening of the thrust? Shortening of the thrust, we need a third touch point. So we have this first touch. For shortening of thrust, we need 3 touch points. First touch, second touch, and there is no third touch point. So there is no shortening of the thrust. Am I right? So this trading range, which is within the trend channel, is actually what? Can you tell me? Reaccumulation. Got it?
Okay.
This is because we are in a broad uptrend channel. What do we see? No SOT. There is no SOT, and there is no overbought, right? Number one, range formed within broader uptrend channel, right? This range is formed within broader uptrend channel, right? Within this trend channel. So this is what? This is redistribution. Now, if I go to the 5-minute time frame, you see here? Can you see here? Now it's much more clear. So as I told you, what can happen? The price is doing what here? The price springs. Test of spring, again test of spring, and price rise up. Right?
Yep.
Right? This is the first situation. And the second situation is, if you go to the 3-minute time frame, you will also see the second situation. The price is making what? This low, observe this low, observe this low, observe this low, observe this low. The price is making what? Higher lows into the resistance. Higher lows, right? Can you see? Can you see?
Yeah.
Higher low. So obviously, what will happen? The price will break to the upside. And you see, as the price break to the upside, this is actually jump across the creek. And after this is test of the creek, and then the price rallied again. Can you see? The price just shot it up again. Yeah. So this is higher low into the resistance. And you will see one more thing. As we approach near the resistance, this resistance, what do we notice here?
Build up.
Build up. Build up is near what? Support or resistance? Can you tell me?
Resistance.
Yeah. So tell me which way it will break out to the upside. It will break to the upside. Got it? So you have all 3 conditions coming together. You have a spring, you have a test of spring, another test of spring, okay? And then you have a higher lows, and then you have a built up, everything climbs together, right? And if this is a jump across the creek, right over here, okay, jump across the creek. So what do you notice here? The price comes and test here. What is this one? This bar is known as This bar is known, this bar has almost similar spread of these bars, right? It is these bars here. But you see the volume here, a huge volume. Got it? And then the price
Yeah.
reversed here. So this is effort versus no result, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. And let me remove it. Secondly, if I told you another condition, if you start drawing this trend channel like this, what do we notice here? We did not notice any kind of thing. There is no oversold. Okay. So sometimes what happens, the price will just come back here, oversold, and then the price will go up. Got it? This situation can also occur. Got it? If this is jump across the creek, then this is what?
Accumulation.
LPS, right? Last point of
Yeah.
support. Okay, good. And you see, how is everything making sense here? This is resistance right from here. Okay. And this resistance right from here becomes the next support. Okay. And then after this LPS, the price again does what? The price rise again, and it does what? It starts ranging again. And as the price goes up here, we see the price is just normally moving in a very, very random way, right? Increasing volume, decreasing volume. And but how about this one? Right? There's nothing much in this action, right? Of course, you can take your short trade like this. You can take a short trade and exit right over here, okay, with this upthrust. But as we know, it is jump across the creek and LPS. So this needs to be what? This is what? Reaccumulation. Got it? I'm not saying that you cannot take short trade. You can take short trade right over here. You can take a short trade. You can go short. You can sell. But as I told you, during a reaccumulation process, the buyers are much more stronger than the sellers. So you do not have to take a very huge trade. You can just exit to the nearest support. Got it? And you see, after this spring, this is upthrust, right? Upthrust. And how about this one? What is this? Spring, right? And this spring is what? This spring does what here? You see, effort versus no result. Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you see this one? Compare it, this one, effort versus no result. This bar and this bar are nearly equal, but you see the volume here increases, effort versus no result. And if you can also take this trade and place your last support, because this is the last low. So you can place your stop loss right over here. This is a stop loss level, and your take profit would be to the upside here. You see, now you tell me which move is much more stronger, upthrust, after upthrust, or after spring?
Spring.
Why? Because it is reaccumulation.
Yeah.
Got it? And now once we see a reaccumulation here, okay, there is no oversold, there is no oversold reach. If you draw the channel here, there is no oversold, because oversold will be reached somewhere here. If you just draw the 15-minute time frame, let me show you. Let's suppose this one here. We draw the channel from here. Again, there is no oversold, right? And how about shortening of the thrust? There is no shortening of the thrust as well. The oversold is reached right over here after this point. Okay. And you see, after this, the price range here, and finally the price just reverse down. Can you see? After oversold, there's some kind of trading range, you see? Okay. Then we see an upthrust here after oversold. And then what happened? Upthrust, dash to upthrust, then price reversed. Can you see?
Yep.
But how about this range, which is formed right over here, this range? If you go to the 5-minute time frame here again, Okay. How about this range? This is what? Reaccumulation or distribution?
The accumulation.
This is reaccumulation. Okay. Of course. Why? Because we are within the trading range. We are within the uptrend channel, and there is no overbought or no SOT achieved at this point. Got it? And now what do you see here? We see that this is a first attempt to go down. We have a very huge volume here. So we can draw, this is an upthrust here. Upthrust, test of upthrust. If you go to the 3-minute time frame, see here, right? This is upthrust, test of upthrust, and after upthrust, what happened? After this test, huge test, this is no demand, right? We go down, what happened? The price did move down, but you see this move, and this is what? This is spring, am I right? This is spring, right? Spring.
Yeah.
So just tell me which move is more stronger? Spring, this is a move after upthrust, UT, and this is a move after spring. So you tell me which one is more stronger?
Spring.
Spring. Good. Okay. And now what happens here? The price start ranging here. Okay, we can draw a channel here. If this is upthrust here, let's suppose this is buying climax now, right? And this is also oversold. Am I right? Oversold of this channel. This is oversold, right? Oversold and buying climax. How about this one?
Overbought.
Secondary test, right? And secondary test plus UT, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then we can draw what? I told you. We can draw another line here with this test and UT here. Okay, so this is what? This is AR. Okay, so what is this? Can you find any signal over here? No, we can't. It's just a normal. There is no demand. We cannot see any kind of no demand or F versus no result. So we cannot enter over here, right? How about this
Yeah.
one? How about this one? Effort versus no result. You can enter over here. And now you can enter over here. Your stop loss would be here. Your take profit can be just this one. Got it?
Yeah.
And then the price came back here. Okay, tested it multiple times. As the price is testing it, you can take multiple positions. Okay, if this is UT, then this is what? UTAD. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then this UTAD is what? This is secondary test of UTAD, right? So this is first position we can take. How about this one? Secondary test again. Can you see?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you compare this move here, you can see the effort versus no result. You can take your position right over here and stop loss right over here. And you can just take the move down. But the problem is, okay, the problem is if you take your stop loss, if you take this trade, the stop loss will be very huge. Am I right? It will be very, very huge stop loss. So I will wait. I will wait and until I can make another one. Okay, I'll wait from here. And what do you see here? This action, upthrust, right? Now you can take another trade from here. Put your stop loss here. It's a very small stop loss as compared to this one, which was huge. This stop loss is comparatively very small. And now you can take your trade to 2R. Okay, got it?
Okay.
Got it? And then the price finally made another last one. Okay, The price finally made another last one. But as we go up, right? As we make this trading range, right? What are we noticing? If you go to the 15-minute time frame, I will show you. There's one thing which we notice again and again. The price is making what? Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, right? So if we observe higher lows, what we can do? We can draw another trading channel, right? And now this is the final oversold, overbought. This is the first overbought. This is second overbought. And in this final overbought, what do we see? This final overbought. This is overbought. This is what?
AR.
AR. Overbought is also on very huge volume. So this is overbought plus selling climax. Okay. This one here. Secondary test. Secondary test is doing what? Lower high, right? Okay. And then what do we notice here? On the secondary test, what do we notice here? This one here. This one we cannot take this trade. Why? Because there is nothing much more, because we cannot see any effort versus no result or any no demand. But how about this bar here? Effort versus no result. Okay. How about this bar here? Again, effort versus no result. So there are multiple positions we can take this trade. Got it? So we can take a position right from here. Stop loss would be just right above here. Okay, our take profit would be this one last, 2.78. This AR line. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, at AR, what do we observe? No supply. Am I right? Yes, you can take long trade, but as I told you, we are in what? We are in distribution process, so we cannot hold this trade for longer. A very, very small trade we need to take. Got it? If you go long. Okay.
All right.
And as we see this one, this whole line, right? This is what? This one. FTI.
FTI.
Falling through ice, right? And after falling through ice, what do we see here? Just one shot. No demand. Okay, another no demand. Again, okay, we have seen consistent volume, right? So no demand over here at this point. So of course, we can take our position right over here. Okay, placing a stop loss just above the high of this one, last high. Okay, stop loss. My stop loss would be my take profit would be this one. The last low. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Yes. The final falling through ice will occur from at this part. Okay. Now you see, you might see that this is what? Selling climax, right? So this is not, this is falling through ice. Again, FTI. Right? Why? Because this falling through ice is occurring after this falling through ice, right? And we are within the trading range. So this one is we are in the distribution process. Got it? And you see falling through ice, and you see the volume here. As I told you, remember I told you about the volume pattern. The falling through ice will have high volume. You can see very high volume, and this one, this move here, which we call, as you can say, okay, this is what? No demand, right? No demand, right? And then what happens? Then what happens here? You see, Then after no demand, the price just came back and the drift back here again. And then what do we see here? F versus no result. And what do we see here? Increase in volume. Can you see? And then what do we see here? F versus no result. Can you see?
Yep.
So as we go down, we are increasing in volume. And as we go up, we see no demand, F versus no result, these kind of situations. And then the price reversed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And you would say that why there is a huge reversal like this, I can tell you, it's very easy to monitor. This is the first lower high. If you compare this one, okay, let's suppose I just remove this one. So where is the first, after this no demand, where is the first higher low? This one, lower high, right? It's the first lower high.
Yeah.
So we can draw what? A trend channel, right? This is what? Oversold, am I right? Okay, and this is what? Effort versus no result. Higher low. We can keep our position right over here, take the trade to the next one. Got it?
Right.
Right? Okay. If this is what? Falling through ice. This is jump across the creek, right? And if we draw another one like this one, another trend channel here. How about this one? This is what? Oversold. Okay, it goes back here again. And this is what? This one. Effort versus no result. Am I right? This one, right? We can go back here again, up to the upside, to R. And finally, where was the first higher low? After this one is is the first higher low observed? This one is a lower high, right? This one, the first higher low was observed from this point. And if you draw this and this point, and if you draw the channel like this, you will see that this is overbought. Right? Overbought, test of overbought, and this is what effort versus no result. And now, since you are in distribution phase, this is distribution. Okay, you're gonna go down. You see?
Yep.
You see the buying power is very less, but you see the selling power, huge selling power. Got it? Of course, if this is upthrust, then this would be again a test of upthrust, right? Again, you can see a huge position.
Okay.
Right? Okay. We can go down. See, a very huge. Do you understand? Now, again, we go through what? This is what? If you again see and draw the structure on the 15-minute time frame, this will be falling through ice. If this is falling through ice, this whole move, how about this one? If you draw this channel here, okay, first higher low was observed from here, sorry. This is the first higher low. Yeah. Okay, so this if this is the first higher low, we can draw the trend channel and we can observe. Okay, all right. And if we just again, you know, like touch this point, right? This is one touch, second touch, third. This is SOT. Am I right?
Yep.
Shortening of thrust. So shortening of the thrust, always remember, should have 3 touches. One touch, second touch, third touch. And now on the third touch, we can draw the state support line, resistance line, and we can take our trades. Any problem?
No.
Okay. So, you know, like building up the bias. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot take this trade. You can take this trade. Of course, you can take this trade.